Good evening, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. More importantly, we do have offices in three parts of the globe. We are 100% cash rich and profitable company. And unlike Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, Lenskart, Paytm, we never claim to be a unicorn. But having said that, we are 100% profitable, unlike majority of the Indian startups. As a group, we own our hedge fund. So we are a hedge fund, and our hedge fund is private in nature now, which means that no third party can invest in our hedge fund now, which predominantly means that no third party capital is invited. Whatever positions which we are taking, these positions are backed up by our own capital, so no third party capital is invited. Functionally speaking, like other hedge fund, we take positions in FICC, fixed income currencies and commodities. We take positions in crypto and other asset classes. And like I said, no third party capital is invited. Hedge fund is 100% profitable, generating decent returns. We have other revenue streams also. In case you wish to have any information, you can WhatsApp at my personal number, which is +91 9899242978. Alternatively, you can WhatsApp at my back office, which is +91 9818485155. As I said, we started a new series called Climate Change. And I would like to repeat what I said in the earlier video, which is episode 1. We are not a competent authority as far as the scientific evaluations are concerned. But yes, we are a competent authority as far as the financial markets are concerned. More than 10,000 videos are live on different social platforms of Treasury Consulting in less than 5 years of inception, which means around 2,000 videos in a single year. And today I would like to highlight one more issue about the climate change. Oil is a necessity of the globe. Globe cannot run before oil, without oil, whether this is industry, automobile, government, aviation, and you just name it. Fuel is the running necessity of this globe. Having said that, the hypes like electric vehicle and all these things are too much on the internet, but we all know the ground reality. I was reading one of the articles on the Google today in the noon time. You know that I spend a very good amount of time in doing research and reading multiple articles on the Google and all. This article states that less than 3% of the total automobile population of the globe, less than 3% of the total automobile population of the globe would be electric vehicle by 2025. Now, which means in 3 years, 22, 24, 25, less than 3% of the total automobile population would be electric vehicle. And I was very curious to know if by 2025 it is 3%, then how much it is today. But unfortunately, the article was not mentioning that. I tried searching on the Google, but unfortunately, I not got the concrete answer which I'm looking forward. All futuristic assumption like by 2030, this, that, so, but no where we are today. So much hype is given to electric vehicles. So the hard reality is that the world is more or less dependent on the fossil fuel. Having said that, without quoting any specific car maker, there are many car makers who have launched their hydrogen cars also. But they are costly, somewhere 80,000 to 100,000 euros. And I'm sorry, but 100,000 euros is not the cup of tea for everybody to have a hydrogen car, specifically when the maintenance is very high, very, very high, rather. Keeping this as a backdrop, and we need to appreciate that the world needs another 10-15 years to reach at a scalable stage as far as the electric vehicles are concerned. So by another 10 to 15 years, we would continue to be burning the fossil fuel. There is hardly any doubt. Of course, we had seminars like COP26, wherein millions of dollars being wasted of taxpayers. We have globally, I have seen many conferences by Bloomberg in United States, but the end conclusion is completely missing. Where are we heading? Keeping this as a backdrop and a climate change as a backdrop, today I was watching another video on the YouTube. And specifically talking, I am watching about Siberia. I am too much focusing on the Siberia, and I am reading a lot of articles on the Google, whatever YouTube videos we have. I am watching on the YouTube that how permafrost is melting. So in this video, I'm not going to be explaining about the permafrost. Please refer to our video 1 about the permafrost. 80% of the Russia is standing on permafrost, according to multiple videos we have on the YouTube and few articles on the Google. Some articles states even 70 to 80% number, and some states 80% number. So you know what I mean. Permafrost is melting. Whether this is Arctic, Antarctica, Switzerland, Canada, Europe, Siberia, and different parts of the globe. Permafrost is melting. There is hardly any doubt. Yeah, there are intelligent people who keep saying that it is not happening. And almost majority of the Siberia is sitting on permafrost. Now, why I'm talking about Siberia, why I am raising a point about Siberia, that's very important. You know that treasury consulting never speaks until otherwise we have the data. We always speaks with data. I collated some data from the Google, and majority of the data is from Wikipedia. As we speak, Siberia is having the reserves of around 144 billion barrels of oil, 144 billion barrels of oil, and near about 1300 trillion, oh my god, 1300 trillion cubic feet of gas. This is too much, 1300 trillion cubic feet of gas. Now I take a pause here. Then I stopped myself and trying doing the research on Russia. Russia is the largest exporter of natural gas in the world. They hold the second largest coal reserves in the globe. They are the sixth largest oil reserves of the globe. As we speak, 1/3 of the oil production is coming from Russia. one third, near about 12% of the global oil production is coming from Russia. Oh, this is Russia. Whether this is natural gas, this is coal, this is oil reserves, or this is oil production, this is Russia. So, need not do mention that Siberia play a very important role in the oil and gas sector of Russia. I repeat, as we speak, Siberia holding near about 144 billion barrels of oil and around 1300 trillion cubic feet of gas. 1300 trillion. Oh my god, such a huge number. Then I went and checked OPEC. OPEC, Organization of Petroleum and Exporting Countries. I know that Russia is not a member of OPEC and it's an ally of OPEC, but still I noted the list of all 13 countries on OPEC. Guys, do you know the stupidity? People are saying there are 14 countries in OPEC, but on the website of OPEC there are only 13 countries. Algeria, Angola, Guinea, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo, Saudi, United Arab Emirates, UAE, and Venezuela. I repeat, Algeria, Angola, Guinea, Gabon, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Republic of Congo, Saudi, UAE, Venezuela. And then I look at the financial strength of each country. With due respect, only three countries in this list have financial strength. Basically, the decision makers. Example, Saudi. In my eyes, number one. Number two, United Arab Emirates. First of all, I do not understand how come United Arab Emirates is a part of OPEC, because hardly 2% of the government revenue is coming from oil and gas. Around 97 to 98% of the government revenue coming from tourist, travel and different thing. So how come they being a part of OPEC? That is really a surprising element. Or are they the decision maker? That is another surprising element. Anyways, Saudi, UAE, and Iran. You must be thinking why I haven't added Venezuela in my list. Now I take a hold. Algeria, Angola, Guinea, Gabon, Iraq, Kuwait, Libya, Nigeria, Venezuela, Republic of Congo, the rest members of OPEC, their financial strengths are either weak or they are more or less having political imbalance in their country, or they are heavily imposed by the US sanctions, or they are under the control of China. Either of these equations holding true, or in many cases, without quoting the name, all four are holding true. Now the question is, if in this scenario, permafrost is melting, tactfully speaking, the world is years away from electric vehicles. Of course, there are few countries who have started the production of green hydrogen, but the acceptability and the market of green hydrogen is really limited. Really limited. Cost is very high. The labs are very expensive. Design centers are very expensive. In fact, many videos on the YouTube acknowledge this point. It is not a cup of tea for every country or every company. Let it be honest. In fact, today I was watching one of the interview of car maker on the international channels, and they were also talking about electric vehicles by 2030, which is 9 years from now. Guys, Keeping this as a backdrop, Siberia and in fact Russia is the most important component of the oil and gas market of the universe, of this globe, this planet. And God forbid, if due to the permafrost melting there is a single mess at any of the oil and gas part of Siberia, it would be a big mess off on the cards, I'm telling you. Today, 1st December, I'm making this video early morning. 2 weeks ago, oil was near about 82 in New York Mercantile Exchange and around 85 something at Brent. And the so-called international banks, I'm not quoting that US banks, they were coming on the Bloomberg and they were like, see, our prediction of oil at 100 to be turning true. And as we speak, oil, New York Mercantile is near about 66, while Brent is near about 68. And it reminds me 2020 when oil was negative. Eventually it reached to $20, then $25, then slowly it reached at this level. And as we speak, near about 15 countries of the globe already confirmed Omicron variant. Near about 15 countries. The travel restrictions have started. If there is a single mess up happened in the oil and gas sector of Siberia, whereby 144 billion barrels of oil and about 1300 trillion cubic feet of gas reserves are there. This would trigger something which is beyond any textbook of the universe. Because the videos which I have saw on the YouTube, these videos are clearly showing that the permafrost is melting. Houses are dismantled. The local authorities of Siberia are dismantling the houses, asking the residents to shift because houses are crumbling. This is something which we need to understand and alert. Probably it may not happen in near future. By near future, I mean 3 to 4 months. But one thing I'm sure that eventually this is going to get happen. Because why I'm saying this, that I have seen another video on YouTube in which there is a lake at Arctic lake. In fact, frozen lake. This video was shot during the peak winters at Arctic. The frozen lake is having near about half a meter of snow. Near about half a meter of snow. The scientific team removed the snow and then put something inside the ice. And then they put flames in the near to the ice, and it was like boom. Because methane is coming out. Methane is coming out. Now it is winters. The ice is frozen, near about half a meter of snow. Summers will come. The ice will go. The frozen lake become normal lake. And no one will able to see that the lake is losing the methane or leaking the methane. And methane is 80 times impactful than carbon dioxide. And if this methane will continue to leak from Arctic or Antarctica, Greenland, Iceland, then the permafrost is just a matter of time. In fact, that lady who was the part of the scientific team mentioned that this methane, which is leaking out of the lake, would travel in the environment, and within 1 year, that methane will go to Australia. due to the airflow. And just, to conclude that, the international media is completely silent on this issue. Even today, I was looking at one of the interview by BlackRock covering the green finance on Bloomberg, and they were mentioning about the green bonds. And I'm definitely going to be making a video in that regards. But is that green bonds are utilized the way it should be? The media is silent, but when the issue would come on the surface, the same media would be raising a serious threat. So, guys, please be alert. Please be alert. That is what I would like to convey. Of course, more such videos are on the card. We would be linking the climate change on our, with the financial markets on our YouTube channel. And as we learn more from the scientific discoveries, and I again repeat, the credit of these scientific discoveries will go to the team who is actually doing the digging and the work at the ground level. And thank you to this scientific communities, we are getting a lot of knowledgeable videos on the YouTube, like we are posting financial markets. From there, we are gathering so much of knowledge and we are linking this with the financial markets. To me, Russia is definitely an important ally of OPEC, though not a member of OPEC. But in Russia, Siberia play a very important role. That is also an important thing. God forbid, due to permafrost, if anything had happened to Siberia, then I don't think that any textbook author can even think of what is going to get happen. Thank you very much and have a great time ahead. This is Rahul Bhagan from Treasury Consulting Group. You know my number, which is +91 9899 242 978. Have a great time ahead. Thank you.